Yeah, not at all, really. I mean, I've spoken about that. Absolutely, it's disappointing that that we lost that last series, regardless of the team we had in. But yeah, again, we're not looking any further than this test. This test is the most important test we've played in a long time, and that's the way we're treating it. Obviously, the series is up for grabs still, and we want to win it. But whether that my record as captain and where I've lost and where I've won is irrelevant. Our main focus is on this test match. Righting a few wrongs from the first two tests. We won convincingly in Adelaide, but played, apart from an hour of magical bowling from our quicks, we were pretty ordinary in that test as well. So, we know we need to improve. We know where we need to improve, and we're excited to do it. So, that's all we're focusing on. No, we've just spoken about mindset. We think we've actually got some decent plans. It's just a matter of going out and having the courage to execute them. So if you're a guy who wants to take them on and hit over the top, or if you're a guy who wants to sweep and reverse sweep the spinners when they're bowling, then we've just been encouraging guys to do that, to have the courage to take the game on and play the way you want to play. I think at times we've just let them dictate to us a little bit, let them build pressure, and then with pressure, you get wickets at times. So, it's about being really clear in your plans, and now it's about having the courage to go out and execute it and do it in your way. Yeah, I like it. I actually said in a radio interview this morning that it's been unusually tame, the start of this series, and I think it's because both teams are just happy to be back playing Test cricket. There's been such a big break. So there's a lot of respect between the two teams. There's no doubt about that. But it's very competitive sides. But yeah, I think it's boiling away. There's some stuff starting to happen. There's a bit of chat starting to happen. So I think this test is going to be fascinating, not just from a cricket point of view, but as I say, I think there's a bit of tension starting to boil under the surface with a lot of unnamed sources coming out from their camp saying where they want to play the fourth test and where they don't want to go. And I think it's starting to grind a few people, so we'll see how it goes. It hasn't affected us. We've spoken about, again, in this year with things that are really different, and the protocols and whether other teams are breaching or not, we can't control. We can control how we go about it, and that's all we can worry about. I'm not sure if it's unsettled them or harmed their preparation. You'll have to ask them. No, I wouldn't say frustration. I'd just say a bit of uncertainty because when you hear things like that coming, particularly from India, who we know hold a lot of power in world cricket, it's likely that it could happen. So for us, we just want to be really clear on this test match. We know the protocols, we know what's expected of us. We're going to focus on that this week, and then whatever happens next week happens, and again we'll adapt to it. But we're not too fussed. We're not buying into where the test is being played. As far as we're aware, it's at the Gabba. But I said, in a team meeting the other day, we couldn't care less. If you rang us up and said it's in Mumbai tomorrow, we'd get on a plane and we'd go and play it. That's the way we're looking at it. Yeah, and we've got a great record here, and as you said, a lot of our guys, this is their home ground, so they certainly love playing here. They love being at home. They enjoy the conditions. I think all of our bowlers are obviously New South Welshmen, so they know the wicket very well. They exploit the conditions very well, and they bowl really well as a group here. So we expect that won't change, and the same with our batting. Our two best batsmen, this is their home ground. This is where they do their best work. They're excited and can't wait to get out there. And just the SCG test in general is always right up there as one of the favourite tests of the summer. Oh yeah, ideally, obviously we'd want them bowling a lot of overs. It means we're scoring a lot of runs. But what we've seen, again, even with the Indian batters, is that they've got some real depth around their squad now. The guys like Gill that come in are very, very good players, very dangerous players, and the same with their attack. We've seen them do well. The guys that have come in, we've played against them in Australia A games, and we know the skills that they've all got. So we certainly can't take any of them lightly, but yeah, obviously a huge key is to try and get a lot of overs into Bumrah and Ashwin, and if we can do that, then obviously we're scoring more runs, and we're making the younger guys bowl a bit more as well. So that's a key regardless of who we're playing against. Yeah, well, hopefully if he gets in and gets away, I think that's what he does. He puts pressure back on oppositions better than most, particularly opening batsmen. So regardless of who we're playing against, we're a better team by a fair margin when David Warner's in it. Not only through the runs and that he scores, I also touched on the energy and what he brings to our group. But he also protects our middle order a bit, I suppose. So if we have Marnus and Steve Smith and other guys coming in when the bowlers are a bit tired, then obviously it's a huge advantage for them as well. So David's got a huge role for us and has played it beautifully throughout his whole career.